One day in history, someone asked God, give me a home where the buffalo roam, and thus God made McAlester. Hello, everyone, and welcome to opening day for McAlester Lady Buffalo softball at hot Mike Deak Field in McAlester, Oklahoma. The temperature outside, 93, feels like a solid 102, and the rain earlier did us no favors. In fact, it made it a little bit more humid, and there's more chance of rain later on at about a 50-50 chance of scattered thunderstorms around 7 o'clock. I'm your voice of the Lady Buffaloes, Brandon Green, alongside Nate Brown, as we are going to be coming to you live over the next 2.5 hours here as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes do battle with the Stigler Lady Panthers. Nate, are you ready to go?
I'm always ready for some softball.
This season brought to you by Prime Structures, Portable Buildings, and more, Sam Wobbler's Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture of McAlester. Let's preview your McAlester Lady Buffaloes, who finished last season according to OSSAA rankings at 1-18. Their lone win versus Shawnee and a 5-4 win on September the 19th. Their last 5 seasons at a record of 38-91. But when you look at last season as well, even though they were a young team, inexperienced a little bit, they had 3 losses by 3 runs or less. They lost a game to a 5A state quarterfinalist in Tahlequah, 7-5, and they had that game pretty much won until the final inning. They lost one to a 20-plus win team, Shakota, just 5-4, and they lost to an 18-14 Collinsville team, just 2-1. Second consecutive season finishing with 6 wins or less, averaging 10.8 wins per season in the previous 4 seasons prior, with the best finish being 14-13 back in 2019. Their last state tournament appearance was 2011, and first-year head coach Trent Homer is trying to get them back to where they once were. Again, he replaces Holly Jernigan. He has 6 years of head coaching experience. He coached baseball at Stewart High School beginning in 2017, where he led the Hornets to the Class B regional tournament every season that he was there. 78-75 overall record as head coach, 72-57 after the first season, which is pretty big because you're taking over a program in your first season, and then you're seeing that success in the years following. As an assistant baseball coach, Coach Homer has coached at McAlster's football's defensive coordinator. He's also been an assistant baseball coach here for McAlester baseball for multiple years. McAlester athletics is embedded in Coach Homer's DNA.
100%.
So he's where he wants to be, and he's going to be trying to take a team with no seniors to a much better record from a year ago. They bring back Rylan Lesnow, a 2-year starter who batted .333 last year as a sophomore with 12 doubles, 20 RBI, and 14 walks, and a .911 fielding percentage, and also looking to be a solid player for him as well as Addison Pennington, a freshman starter that started at second base a year ago. Pennington is the designated player today. As we look at the Stigler Panthers, they finished last season 23-11. They swept McAlester 13-1 in 4 innings in McAlester to start the season, and then 8-1 in Stigler back on September 16th. They lost to Broken Bow in the regional tournament 7-2 and then 11-1 to end their season. Their best win was over Broken Bow, 5-4 against 4A number 9 Broken Bow. That was on August 13th, so early in the season last year. They went on a 9-game winning streak, defeating 3 ranked opponents in that time. The streak was snapped by 2A number 2 Pecola 3-0, and 9 out of their 11 losses were to ranked opponents. Record was 4-9 versus ranked opponents. 4 wins were against Broken Bow, Podo twice, and Hilldale. Their last state tournament appearance was just a few years ago. Back in 2021, they went 2-0. But they're trying to fill some new cleats. They graduated 6 starters from a season ago, and they're looking to inexperienced players to be able to get back into those cleats and kind of keep the ball rolling after finishing 23-11 a year ago. And Peyton Meekum is going to be a top player for them as they look to not lose any strides from what they were a year ago to try to get back to the state tournament. They also bring back people like Brooklyn Tomlinson, Kale Leadham in utility roles. Noli Blanchett moves from second base to catcher. Keely Adams returns to first base in a preview that we saw of the Stigler Lady Panthers earlier in the offseason. So, Nate, as we're about to embark on a new season, again, we're going to be having 5 games on the radio/video stream for McAlester Lady Buffs softball today, the Friday against softball against Bing. That'll be this Friday. And then later on in the season, we have the September 22nd game against Durant, September 23rd, the very next day against Shawnee, and then senior night on October 2nd against Idabel. What are you most looking forward to in the new season under first-year head coach Trent Homer?
Well, I mean, it's just that. Homer has brought a lot of excitement into this program, and I'm excited to see what he's used this offseason on to improve on these girls.
For the People that are listening on the radio side of things here on KNED, by the way, every softball game can be heard on KNED, 1150 AM, 98.3 FM, online at McAllisterRadio.com, and on the KNED app. Out of the 5 games that we mentioned, if you're on the road, then you can listen there. They're wearing their black jerseys today with the white pants, and it looks like the gold McAllister across the front with the white numeral on the back. I can't tell if that's gold or a white numeral on the front. But as for the Stigler Lady Panthers, they're wearing white on white today, including white numbers surrounded by a red outline. But we're about to have our starting lineups. Let's go ahead and announce them here on the air. Starting off with the Stigler Lady Panthers in their season opener as well, led by first-year head coach Danny Caldwell. Leading it off will be the center fielder, number 11, Peyton Meekum in center field. Batting second, the second baseman, number 24, Marley Bracken at second. Batting third, the pitcher, number 15, Lexi Cates inside the circle. Batting cleanup, the shortstop, number 21, Keely Adams at short. Batting fifth, the third baseman, number 6, Maya Nixon at the hot corner. Batting sixth, the left fielder, number 12, Addie Wallace in left field. Batting seventh, catching today, number 17, Noli Blanchett behind the plate. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 2, Kale Leadham at first base. And batting ninth, the right fielder, number 23, Jules Goff in right field. Now for the McAllister Lady Buffaloes, as we mentioned, led by head coach Trenton Homer in his first season. Leading it off will be the junior, number 22, Rylan Lesnow at short. Batting second, the third baseman, senior, sophomore, number 6, Emmy Hollis. That's junior, I'm sorry. I just missed one. I said every class but freshman. I'll get it right eventually. Junior Emmy Hollis. Batting third, the designated player, number 19, Addie Pennington, the sophomore. Again, in the flex will be the pitcher, number 9, Kinley Brown inside the circle. Batting cleanup, the catcher, sophomore, number 12, Kelsey Rao behind the plate. Batting fifth, the left fielder, sophomore, number 16, Emma Garrison in left. Batting sixth, the first baseman, junior, number 21, Taylor Williams at first. Batting seventh, the second baseman, sophomore, number 5, Katie Ivy at second. Batting eighth, the center fielder, junior, number 3, Bailey Caldwell in center. And rounding out the starting 9 for the Lady Buffaloes, the right fielder, sophomore, number 8, Paisley Mullins in right. Those are your starting lineups. We will take a break, and we will return with your national anthem here in just a moment on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAllister and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAllister and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to Mike Deak Field here in McAlester, Oklahoma. We're about to have our national anthem. Let's send things down to the field where our PA man, Derek Attridge, will take us to our nation's anthem.
Other silent activity. We ask that you be respectful to others around you during this moment of silence. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America and the brave women and men serving our country here and throughout the world, please join in the playing of our national anthem.
When you see by the early light, what's so proudly at the twilight's last gleaming, stripes and bright stars through the perilous night, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and we began to run the bombs bursting in air, gave through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of brave.
Partner, you ready?
I am ready.
It is opening day once again in McAlester, Oklahoma. Over some scattered clouds around the area and maybe some scattered thunderstorms a little bit later on. It is time now for McAlester softball. So let's look around the diamond one more time for the black and gold. You have Williams at first base, Ivy at second, Lesnow at short, Hollis at third. In the outfield, Garrison in left, Caldwell in center, Mullins in right, and the battery for the Lady Buffaloes today. You have Rao behind the plate, and inside the circle, number 9, Kinley Brown. Now, Nate, you were able to watch McAlester and, of course, broadcast them more than I was able to last year. But as you look at this season, what I'm also looking forward to is seeing who can fill the cleats of Shiley Mason, who took the circle a lot last year. Also, Bodie Nystrom, Casey Woods, who played a lot of third base, was an excellent player for the Lady Buffaloes. Same way for Avery Alberson in the outfield and Audrey Doney. No seniors this year. You're going to have people that are normally not asked to be in leadership roles be leaders this year.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest question was who was going to take that step up in the circle. I almost said on the mound. In the circle. We didn't see anyone but Shiley Mason throw a pitch for McAlester last season in the games that we covered. So, I mean, it looks like we've got Kinley Brown in the circle today, and we'll make sure that she is up to the task.
So again, the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, fresh new season, 0-0 under a new head coach, Trent Homer. Districts begin for them this Thursday at Durant, but they get a season opener here in non-district play. They've already been able to play some summer league games. Coach Homer spoke with us earlier this morning on Running with the Herd. If you want to go back and watch that, you can do so on our McAlester Radio YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on our podcast, the Buff Sports Radio podcast on Spotify.
Yes.
Or online as well, McAlsterRadio.com.
Wherever you can find it.
So we're about to have the first pitch of the season with Kinley Brown inside the circle for the Lady Buffaloes. Looks like she is ready. Stepping up to the plate for the Stigler Lady Panthers will be the center fielder, number 11, Peyton Meekum. Righty v. righty matchup here. Brown is ready. Meekum's ready. And here's the first pitch of the season. And it's in there for a strike. First pitch time today, 5:03. 5:03. First pitch time. It is softball time in the Heartland. Again, Brandon Green alongside Nate Brown bringing you McAlester softball. Top of the first inning, just getting started with an 0-1 count to Peyton Meekum. 0-1 pitch will miss up high above the eye level of Meekum, and the count runs to even at 1-1. But you always like to start off the season, especially a game, to start off any game with a strike.
Yeah.
Can do wonders for later on the at-bat, and who knows where that can take you throughout the game. 1-1 pitch from Brown will be flied over towards center field underneath it, and making the catch, Caldwell in center field, and that'll be out number 1. Good start for Kinley Brown inside the circle.
Exactly what the doctor ordered. Just get the first out, and you can focus on the rest.
That brings up to the plate the second baseman, number 24, Marley Bracken. It's also a big out considering how good of a player Peyton Meekum has been for the Lady Panthers. First pitch missing low to the righty, Bracken. And the count runs in favor of the batter, Bracken, 1 ball, no strikes. So Kinley Brown, just a sophomore for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. The righty deals the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball left side towards the shortstop. Fielded cleanly by Les now across the diamond in time for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. Les now to Williams. After the 6-3 ground out, we'll bring up the pitcher, number 15, Lexi Cates.
And this is exactly what you want to see from McAlester coming out the gate, because this was, it was not particularly a close game last season, and it was a big inning. It was a big first inning for Stigler that got everything started, and now getting the first 2 down, got to be a good start.
And here's a fly ball on the first pitch down the right field line. It is a dropped ball over in right field to shallow right. Ball gets away. It would have been a tough play for the right fielder, Paisley Mullins. It hit off the glove and it rolled into foul territory, so there's a 2-out base runner here for Lexi Cates, and that'll more likely go down as an E9 there.
To the plate, number 21, Keely Adams.
Would have been a tough play, but still, it's one that you want to see be made regardless there.
Yeah, I had to jinx it.
Of course, on the very first pitch after, right? So here's our first chance to see what Kenley Brown can do with someone on the base paths. First pitch to the cleanup hitter will bounce in. Runner getting a big secondary there, but they'll come back over to the bag as Keely Adams digs into the box. Another righty in this Lady Panther offense. Adams, the shortstop, number 21. Brown deals. Here's another chopper left side, deep into the hole. Bobbled by Les now, and there's a couple of bobbles, and that'll lead to another base runner. Back-to-back errors here by the McAlester Lady Buffaloes will bring you up to the plate. The third baseman, number 6, Maya Nixon. But if you're Brown, you need to just keep on doing what you're doing, fill in the zone, let your defense work. And that's also pretty rare there for Les now. She's usually a vacuum over there at the shortstop. Had a 9.11 fielding percentage from a year ago.
Yeah, she always played extremely well whenever we were here.
First pitch to Nixon will miss the zone, apparently. A little bit up and outside is what the home plate umpire will say, and the count will move to 1-0.
I mean, that looked pretty in the zone to me, but I might be a little bit biased.
Force out of every bag. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Here's a pop-up towards the first baseman, Williams. Underneath it, makes the catch, and the errors will do no damage. We have played a half an inning. We'll head to the bottom of the first with no score between the Stigler Lady Panthers and your McAlester Lady Buffaloes here on your home for McAlester Softball, KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South Georgia 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram. Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, fourth-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to Mike Deak Field here in McAlester, Oklahoma. After a couple of errors, the Lady Buffaloes settled down. Were able to get the out to leave runners stranded at first and second base. We head to the bottom of the first inning where the Lady Buffaloes look to get their first lead of the season. Again, here in the season opener, you have Rylan Lesnow, Emmy Hollis, and Addie Pennington. Now, I'm not going to try to jinx Lesnow at all, but you said in the pregame before we went on the air.
Yeah, we'll talk about it after this at bat.
Okay. We'll see what happens here.
I'm willing to be wrong on my prediction live on air if it doesn't happen.
But last year, Lesnow, star player as a sophomore, and also she started as a freshman. First pitch to her is a fastball buyer for strike 1 on the heater from Lexi Cates. Let's look around the diamond for the Lady Panthers. You have Leadham at first, Bracken at second, Adams at short, Nixon at third. In the outfield, Wallace in left, Meekum in center, Goff in right. So here comes the 0-1 pitch. Goes with the off-speed, pop-up in the infield. Catch is made by the shortstop Adams, and Les now is retired for out number 1. But the battery for the Lady Panthers is Blanchett behind the plate and Cates inside the circle, who brings a pretty nice fastball there. But no, your prediction was Les now leadoff bomb.
It was worth a shot, right?
Worth a shot. Here's the first pitch to the third baseman, Emmy Hollis. That'll be fouled straight back for strike 1, but she's on it. Hollis, a junior for the Lady Buffaloes. Asked to fill the cleats of Casey Woods, who was I would say, a star player for the Lady Buffaloes a year ago. A 1 pitch. Now it misses a little low, and the count now moves to even at 1 ball, 1 strike, with 1 down in the bottom of the first. No score between the Lady Buffaloes and the Lady Panthers here in the season opener.
It's been a fun one so far, man.
It's been close to a full inning, but defense reigning right now. As here's a slow off speed that fills the zone, definitely mixing up the timing there of the batter Hollis. It does fill the zone to move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that's got to change your approach up there at the plate.
Here's the 1-2. And it's on the outer half with the fastball for strike 3, and I just had a feeling that was going to happen. Backwards K to Emmy Hollis. When you slow down the rhythm of a batter so much when you're surprised with that off speed, and it just lobs itself in there. When you have someone that Cates has already shown to have a pretty live fastball, when you're able to bring in a fastball after that, you're either going to be frozen, like that happened right there, or you're going to be behind.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the first pitch to Addie Pennington, and she's late on the fastball. It'll be fouled just a little off and to the right for strike 1. So 2 down in the bottom of the first inning. No score between Stigler and McAlester. McAllister's looking for their first win over Stigler since the 2021 season opener. Here's another foul ball close to the exact same spot as the last one, and Pennington goes down to the count 0-2. These two teams did not play in 2022 or 2023. And, of course, we mentioned it in the pregame show, the Lady Panthers won 2 games by a wide margin over the Lady Buffaloes a year ago, 13-1 in 4 innings here in McAlester, and 8-1 in Stigler a month later. Cates trying to go 1-2-3, the 0-2 pitch. Misses low, and we'll have to wait another pitch there for Cates, as Pennington will watch it. Move the count to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Black and gold looking for their first base runner. There's the 1-2. And another strikeout for Lexi Cates. Rising it there to get it past Addie Pennington on the swing, and that'll be it for the first inning. No score between the Lady Buffaloes and the Lady Panthers as McAlester goes down in order. Coming up to the plate will be Addie Wallace, Noli Blanchett, and Kale Leadham for the Lady Panthers. You're listening to McAlester Softball on KNDD.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram. Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
To the top of the second inning we go. We have a foul ball from Addie Wallace that you missed on the air here, but that's all here so far in the top of the second. Leadoff batter Addie Wallace batting out the 6th spot against Kinley Brown here in her second inning inside the circle. 0-1 pitch to Wallace. Will miss low, and I think a little bit inside as well. And the count runs even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So far, the Lady Panthers have had 2 base runners. We have not had a hit yet. The 2 base runners were on an E9 and an E6. Both of them tough plays, though. 1-1 is fly towards right center field. On the chase is Mullins, and she makes the catch for out number 1. That's a way to get back after that early first inning error.
Just forget about it and move right on.
Brings up the catcher, number 17, Noli Blanchett. Now, Coach Homer also mentioned in Running with the Herd this morning that his team's going to be an athletic team. They're going to try to small ball you at times. They're going to try to be able to take that extra base. They're going to be aggressive. And that also means they can get the balls in the gaps pretty quickly, too. So here's another fly ball over towards first base. Mullins was getting dangerously close with Ivy, but she calls off Ivy at the last second to make the catch for out number 2. Well, so far, it looks like the Lady Panthers are just getting underneath every single ball that Brown has been able to throw. A lot of pop-ups. All the outs have been pop-ups. Brings up the 8-hole batter, the first baseman, number 2, Kale Leadham. No score here in the top of the second inning between Stigler and McAlester, as Lady Buffaloes are trying to sit Stigler down in order. First pitch just a little bit above the letters, maybe a little bit outside as well. And Leadham starts at the count 1-0. 1-0 pitch from Brown. And that one missed high above eye level, and the count runs to 2-0. But just knowing Coach Homer for a long time, his first year as a coach of any capacity, I believe, was my senior year for McAlester baseball. He joined on as an assistant coach. As a 2-0 bounces in to the catcher, Rowell, and the count now moves to 3-0. I think that, you would love to have a pitcher that can throw as hard as possible, be able to have solid secondary pitches.
Yeah.
But what's most important is being able to fill the zone. And so far, that's what Brown has been able to do. And, still there's a strike, late call there, but the count moves to 3-1. So Brown trying to work all the way back from 3-0. The count now moves to 3-1. Still a hitter's count for Kale Leadham. So far, all righty lineup for the Lady Panthers. Hitter's count pitch to Leadham. That one's in the zone, and the count now moves to full at 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Man, another out here would be big for Brown in the circle.
Lady Buffaloes went down in order in the previous half inning. Can Brown do it here to the Lady Panthers? Payoff pitch. Nope, bounces in, and it gets away from the catcher, Rowell. And it'll be a 2-out walk here from Kinley Brown here for the Lady Buffaloes. Brings up the 9-hole batter, the right fielder, number 23, Jules Goff. But it is the start of another sports season, buddy. It's it got over here pretty quick.
I mean, it feels like we were just over here yesterday for the All-Star game.
Yeah, I was about to say, before the All-Star game, the last game that we called here at Mike Deak Field for McAlester was the walk-off for McAlester baseball. It's the first pitch to the 9-hole batter, Goff. Fills the zone on the fastball for strike 1.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, I told Coach Homer this morning, I said, hey, let's finish the game today similar to that of Muskogee. He said, any way possible, anyway. Here's the 0-1. Here's a fly ball towards shallow right center field. Coming in, Mullins, and she can't make the basket catch. Gets away over towards shallow center field. The throw to third base is not in time. I think that will more than likely go down as a hit. That would have been a tough, almost a shoelace type catch. I'll look at it on replay here in just a moment. Well-placed ball there from Goff. That's more than likely going to go down as an error again there. Again, would have been a tough play, but still one that McAlester needs to make there. That puts runners at second and third with 2 down in the top of the order up for Peyton Meekum. Still Brown producing a lot of fly balls. First pitch in there, inner half and low. Perfect pitch there for strike 1.
Right where you want it.
And Meekum, a top player, returning for the Lady Panthers with a chance to give her team an early lead here out of the leadoff spot. 0-1. Bounces in. Nice job by Rowell. Keeps the ball in front. Keeps the runners where they're at. The go-ahead run 60 feet away at third base. Extra run 60 feet behind. Kale Edom. 1-1. Rises it a little bit. Looked like he crossed at the top part of the zone. I don't know if it missed outside or not. Don't think it did.
It certainly didn't look outside from my vantage point.
Count goes to 2-1. Pitch from Brown. Pops it up. First base side again. Williams underneath it. Makes the catch for out number 3. And once again, the error in the walk does not come back to hurt McAlester as we get to the bottom of the second inning. Still scoreless here in the season opener. It'll now be the middle of the order up for the Lady Buffaloes. Kelsey Rowell, Emma Garrison, and Taylor Williams when we return on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Kelsey Rowell.
We're back here in the bottom of the second inning. Scoreless game between Stigler and McAlester here in the season opener. Here's the first pitch to the cleanup hitter, Kelsey Rowell. That'll miss up high and outside with the fastball for ball 1. Again, the Lady Panthers have threatened against McAlester a couple of times so far, but the Buffaloes have been able to hold them scoreless with some flyouts to first base. As the next pitch, another fastball way outside, retrieving it the catcher Blanchett, and the count moves to 2-0. Also, Stigler and McAlester, kind of close. They're not terribly far away like a McAlester going to Tulsa game or anything like that. As here's a fastball, again behind on it is Rowell for strike 1. Lexi Cates revving up the velocity here, and so far has been able to produce 2 strikeouts. We have yet to have a hit in this game between the two teams. Just the bottom of the second with no score. Next pitch bounces in. And the Lady Buffaloes a ball away from having their first base runner of the season, Kelsey Rowell. Sophomore trying to get 60 feet here. Rocking the sleeveless jersey here for the Lady Buffaloes. I think she's got the right idea with it being, 93, feeling like 102 outside. 3-1. Hits her. That's the worst kind of hit by pitch. She'll take your base down over to first. As that'll bring up Emma Garrison. Now, there's nothing worse than having a 3-ball count and then you get hit on it.
Yeah, just like throw it away.
She didn't move. She stayed still like a statue, took it to the stirrups, and will take her base. And it brings up Emma Garrison. But yeah, I was setting up the camera out and beyond left field, and man, it is even hotter than it feels like when you're on that turf.
I mean, it looked like someone had dumped a bucket of water over your head almost.
Thank you. Here's a ground ball right back to the pitcher. Looks over at first base, then looked to second, threw it back to first, and it got away from the first baseman. Throw over to third base as the runner tries to advance. And they're going to say she held on. Now the runner trying to take second base, and we have a double play all of a sudden. And Coach Homer immediately goes to the home plate umpire to say the ball was still bobbling over at third base. That's what it looked like from my vantage point. We can go back over and see, but still, McAlester went from looking like they were in a good shape right now to getting 2 outs, lickety-split. But now all of a sudden a double play, and this will be one of the weirdest double plays I've seen. That will go down as officially a 1-3-5-4 double play.
Number 21, Taylor Williams.
Man.
Technically, there is an error on that play, though, as well. So now 2 down and nobody on as McAlester looked like they were going to be in a good spot. That went away pretty quick. First pitch is a ball down low.
Inside?
And McAllister's not going to complain about that, though.
Yeah.
But I'm going back to, I thought the ball was bobbling when it was caught by the third baseman, Nixon, but that's just me. 1-0 pitch. This one's hit off the plate, rolls towards the pitcher, Cates, as she flips it over to first base in time for out number 3. But that's going to put a little bit of salt in the wound, because if we would have that runner at third base, run probably scores. But instead, we're still scoreless as we play 2 full. 0-0 our game here as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. It'll be the 2-3-4 batters up for the Stigler Lady Panthers when we return on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram. Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
We're back here in McAlester as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are tied up with the Stigler Lady Panthers 0-0 as we are getting ready for the 2-3-4 batters for Marley Bracken, Lexi Cates, and Keely Adams. Here's the first pitch of the 3rd inning, showing bunt, pulling back, pitch misses high to Bracken for ball 1. But so far, Stigler's played a pretty clean game with the exception of the error that turned into a double play. But McAlester has made the mistakes that has given Stigler a chance to take the lead. And also, they made the mistakes that have kept them off the board so far. Next pitch misses low for ball 2. Because instead of having runners at the corners or even 3rd and 2nd back in the previous half inning with nobody out, it turned into a double play. Two-0 pitch to Bracken. Will fill the zone, and there's strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike to Bracken. There have only been 2 balls hit on the ground by the Lady Panthers so far. One from Bracken and the other one from Keely Adams. The rest have been pop-ups. 2-1 pitch. Bounces in, gets to the backstop. And the count is now at 3 balls and 1 strike to Marley Bracken. Both balls hit on the ground have gone to Rylan Lesnow at short. Toe on the rubber. Here's the 3-1 from Brown. Right at the top of the zone, and the count moves to full at 3-2. Brown so far through 2 full innings has been competitive inside the circle, has been able to get deep into counts, let her defense work. Here's the 3-2. Pops it up again. Up the chute, going after it, the catcher, and it'll land between the 3 fielders on the left side, including the pitcher. Landed right between Rao, Hollis, and Brown. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Landed on top of that interlocking MB in front of the McAlester dugout, which resides on the third base side.
It was a good effort by everyone, but sun may have got in their eyes too.
That's true. That's a good point. The only one that wasn't looking up into the sun was the catcher, Rao, but again, she's got to get the mask off in a hurry and go out after the ball. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Brown resets. And the payoff once more will bounce in. Leadoff walk to Marley Bracken. Second walk of the day issued from Kinley Brown.
Can't let that bother you. Just got to keep moving.
Lexi Case.
Got nothing but righties in the Lady Panther lineup. And playing in is the corner infielders here, Williams and Hollis. Here's the bunt show. Runner comes off of first base, a little bit extra. She'll retreat back over to the back. Nice scoop by the catcher, Rao. Still looking for her first hit between these two teams. There have been 5 base runners for the Lady Panthers on 3 errors and 2 walks. 1-0. Another fly ball up the middle, taken by Lesnow. She'll peek over to first base and throw the ball right back over to her pitcher, Brown. She came across the second base bag, may be able to make that catch. Brings up to the plate Keely Adams, who grounded out, well, was going to ground out, but she reached on an E6. Another fly ball.
It's been a lot of them today so far.
Lady Panthers getting underneath the ball quite often so far. 1 down, no score. First pitch, liner towards left center field. This one's going to be a gapper, and it'll come over the wall. Ground rule double should lead the runner at third base and put runners at second and third. And that's actually going to be a stroke of luck there for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, because if that ball stays in the yard, the Lady Panthers take the lead.
To the plate, number 6, Maya Nixon.
So Keely Adams with the ground rule double, our first hit of the contest.
See, I prefer the pop-ups. Let's get back to that.
Let's get back to the pop-ups.
Yeah, when we mentioned that, we weren't complaining.
Do me a favor and answer me this question, please.
Yes.
How nervous did you get when you said the ball bouncing towards the outfield camera?
A little, but I saw where it was going, so I was like, okay, that's not going to actually hit our camera. And I think we're going to have to switch cameras for the time being.
Here's the first pitch. Be popped up in foul territory. Williams giving it a chase, but it's out of her reach, and that'll be strike 1.
We do have the field umpire standing right in the strike zone.
Maya Nixon flew out to first base earlier. Nearly flew out a second time on that last pitch. Can you just tell the field umpire to kindly move?
Right.
Sir, excuse me.
Here's my shot.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. Well, bounced in again. Rao's been a brick wall so far. She's been able to keep the ball in front of her, keeps the runners where they're at, and keeps the tie so far at 0-0. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down against the righty Maya Nixon. And time is called. Might be an equipment thing there for the catcher, Rao. Yeah, it was just sunglasses. She took off the sunglasses.
Okay.
She was wearing shades behind home plate. Decides to take those off. Count even at 1-1. Kinley the pitch. Another hard hit ball right back over to Brown. Brown knocks it down. Looks back over to second base. She can still throw it to second. She was way off the bag. Instead, she holds on to it, and the bases are loaded. She had the out over at first base. She even could have thrown it over to second base because over at second, Keely Adams was way off the bag. But the bases now are loaded. The glass half full mentality here is that there's a force out at every single bag.
And if something's hitting the infield, that runner is more than likely not scoring.
First pitch, missing low, ball 1. So that's a fielder's choice there from Maya Nixon. Brings up Addie Wallace, who watched a first pitch ball. But also a great reflexes by Kinley Brown to even knock that down. As here's a soft line drive caught by Lesnow. As she looks around, everyone retreats back to their respective bags, and that's a big out number 2.
That is huge.
So can the Lady Buffaloes once again escape pressure for the 3rd consecutive inning?
Regardless, they're going to have to get something going in the bottom half of this inning.
Because the Lady Panthers are starting to line out those balls that were previously fly balls. Brings up Noli Blanchett, who flew out to second base back in her first at bat. First pitch with 2 down and the bases juiced. Barely gets by a Rao, but not far enough for the runner Marley Bracken to score from third. We mentioned in baseball how there's a short backstop. That's not going to matter so much in softball when the distance is only 60 feet.
Right.
That short backstop feels like it's 50 feet deep. 1-0. Misses high. Ball 2. Nowhere to put Noli Blanchett. Lady Panthers looking to strike first here in the season opener in the top of the third inning.
Really, the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to give her something she can drive anywhere into the outfield. Truly.
The outfield shifted a little to the left with the righty up. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That one fills the zone. Nice bounce back pitch from Kinley Brown. Count moves now to 2-1. Left fielder Garrison is kind of hugging the line. And as we mentioned, the center fielder Caldwell kind of shifted over to the left as well. Playing pretty far off the line is Mullins in right. 2-1. Chases after one. Softly hit towards left now. She fields. Throws to first in time for out number 3. And Kinley Houdini gets out of trouble here in the top of the third inning. Once again, the Stigler Lady Panthers are held scoreless after threatening in 3 consecutive innings. 0-0 game as we head to the home half of the third. Coming up for the Lady Buffaloes, the 7-8-9 batters, Katie Ivy, Bailey Caldwell, and Paisley Mullins here on KNED.
First National Bank.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
We have played 2.5 here in McAlester, and we are still knotted up 0-0 like these two teams' record on opening day, as the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are bringing up the bottom half of the order now. How big has it been so far? Because Kinley Brown's going to be asked to do a lot inside the circle this season. Nate, how big has it been for in a season opener when the lights aren't shining bright on you yet, but the sun's shining down on you in a varsity game to be able to get out some big jams like this?
I mean, it's huge, especially to build confidence, if not just for this game, for the rest of the season going forward.
Here's the first pitch to Katie Ivy, who shows bunt, pulled back in time as the pitch missed high for ball 1. Cates has not officially really been in any trouble so far. She was almost, but a error that turned into a double play. And she shows bunt again, pops it up to the catcher, can of corn, out number 1. Blanchett makes the catch. They'll bring him to the plate, Bailey Caldwell, who was able to start last year for McAlester as well. So McAllister's looking for their first base knock.
To the plate, center fielder, number 30.
I was able to broadcast the game last year against Shakota in the final game of the year, the senior day.
Right.
And also, that game reminds me a lot of this one that we're seeing too. Here's another bunt attempt. Here's that small ball that Coach Homer spoke about, as that one's going to be fouled backwards for strike 1. He is going to try to use the agility and the aggressiveness and the athleticism of his team 1 through 9 to be able to take extra bases, to be able to try to be aggressive. That's why we had a runner that got thrown out at third base. He wants to get that extra base.
Right.
He's going to take chances, probably more chances than the average team will take this year.
But when it works, it works.
There's the 0-1 to Caldwell. Swings and misses for strike 2. Cates is looking for her third strikeout. She's had a backwards K to Emmy Hollis and a frontwards K to Addie Pennington. Slightly open stance here for the righty Caldwell, and here's the 0-2 pitch. Fastball, outer half, called strike 3. That's out number 2 here for the Stigler Lady Panthers in the bottom of the third inning to bring up the right fielder, number 8, Paisley Mullins. But as I was mentioning, this game has reminded me a lot of that Chakotah game. McAlester couldn't really get anything going, but they started to find their groove once you got towards the 4th or the 5th inning. If they can stay in this game and start to see Lexi Cates a little bit better second time through the order, you might see yourself with a better chances. Really chasing that pitch was Paisley Mullins. That was way high, and she tried to take the elevator to get to it. That'll be strike one. Lady Buffaloes have had one base runner with a hit by pitch, but because of the double play, they're looking to go down in order here. As here's another swing and a miss for strike two.
And Cates is just starting to blow that fastball right by these McAlester hitters.
If I'm McAlester, I would be sitting fastball and reacting to off speed here. 0-2. Swing and a miss. It's bounced out of the glove. Thought the throw down over to first, and it's in time for out number 3. So the Lady Buffaloes go down in order once more. It's been 9 up, 9 down for the Lady Buffaloes with the exception of that hit by pitch, which, of course, as we mentioned, led to a double play. So it has been 9 up, 9 down through 3 innings. So now we head to the top of the 4th inning, and coming up for the Stigler Lady Panthers, it'll be the 9-1-2 batters. You're listening to McAlester Softball on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South Georgia 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Welcome back. As we head to the top of the 4th inning, still no score between the Stigler Lady Panthers and the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. I misspoke earlier. It's the 8-9-1 batters up for the Lady Panthers as Kel Leadham has fouled off her first pitch. Here's the second, and it's a weak grounder back to the pitcher Brown, who makes a quick flip over to the first baseman Taylor Williams in time for out number 1. I've been very impressed with what I've seen from Kinley Brown so far.
Right, she has definitely been able to locate the ball, induce the easy pop-outs and easy ground-outs for a defense to work.
There's only been like 2 solid contacts so far against her, and one was a fielder's choice because she knocked down, didn't lead to any outs, and the other one was that ground rule double. Only 1 hit against her so far, looking to keep it rolling here against Jules Goff out of the 9-hole. So here's a shallow hit, fly ball towards left field, and tracking it down, racing back after it is the shortstop Rylan Lesnow for out number 2. So a quick 2 up, 2 down on 3 pitches. Brings up the top of the order in Peyton Meekum. But we have Nathan Lesnow and Casey tuning in here. Says, shout out to the Lady Buffaloes from Casey and Nathan. Says, glad you're broadcasting softball, watching from left field in the air conditioning.
Yep, I can see him out there.
Hey, is he afraid that he's not going to get his truck hit this time?
Man, I hope.
That would have to be a rip. There's the flash of the headlights. Here's a weak ground ball hit towards Brown again, and the throw over to first base gets by Williams. And that will go down as a throwing error, I believe, on Brown, which is another error for the Lady Buffaloes. Their 4th of the game so far, and this inning will continue.
And good backup there by Ivy. She was backing up the throw and was ready in case that runner decided to turn toward second base. And she would have been out by a mile.
Very good catch there. Brings up Marley Bracken, who is 0 for 1. She is grounded out to short and walked. First pitch with 2 down and a runner at first. And here's a line drive towards right field, coming in and not making the catch. Once again, it's off the glove of Mullins, and this will lead to our first run of the game. Rounding second, going for third. And this time it will be a stand-up RBI triple. Yes, that one did hit off the glove of Mullins, but that would have been an insane catch. That was going to easily go down as a triple here for Marley Bracken, but now that error finally coming back to hurt McAlester. They've had 3 before that E1, and none of them have hurt him, and this time it does.
Number 15, Lexi Cates.
Brings up to the plate Lexi Cates, who is over 2, has reached on an E9 and flown out to short. Runner at third, 2 down, first pitch. Bounces in, and it hits the batter. It bounced a couple of times and hit off the foot there of the righty Cates, and she'll take her base at first. Now we have runners at the corners with 2 down.
All right, let's go, Keely.
Now, you watched McAlester softball last year. This is the same type of situation where you could see things start to spiral out of control unless you get a quick out here. But the problem for McAlester, it's the heart of the order right now.
Right. I mean, you just got to figure out a way to get this one out, keep the damage at 1, and find a way to get something going on the offensive side.
Keely Adams has seen Kinley Brown better than any Stigler batter so far. She has pieced it up hard twice, and this time, though, it's a soft fly ball to the second baseman, Ivy. She makes the easy catch for out number 3, but the damage is done. An unearned run against Kinley Brown after the E1 led to an RBI triple and a 1-0 score for the Stigler Lady Panthers as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. You're listening to McAlester Softball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma, one of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
We have played half a 7-inning game as we head to the home half of the 4th inning. 1-0 our score between the Stigler Lady Panthers and the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. McAllister's gone essentially 9 up, 9 down. They have had 1 base runner, but that ended a double play later on in that same half inning. Rylan Lesnow will dig in, flew out to short her first time up, as Lexi Cates tries to continue her dominance against this McAlester offense. She has struck out 4 batters, 2 frontwards Ks, 2 backwards Ks. As we had the shout out from Nathan and Casey earlier, let us know where you're listening or watching from as that fastball fills the zone for strike 1. You can let us know on Twitter at Buff Sports Radio or X, whatever you like to call it. We like to call it Twitter. Again, that's at Buff Sports Radio. Give us a follow while you're at it because we give all of our updates there. Or you can also message us on Facebook at our McAlester Radio Facebook page. 0-1 pitch. The first time we've seen the off speed in a little while there from Lexi Cates. That one misses low, though, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's why I was mentioning in the previous half inning, or the last inning, whatever it was, I would sit fastball on Cates and then react to the off-speed because her off-speed is just so much slower than her fastball has been.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely been relying on her fastball here.
And once again, she tries to climb the ladder with that velocity, making contact and fouling it off to the backstop. Is Rylan Lesnow, and the count now moves to 1-2. Now, where does Cates kind of line up when you're looking at velocity compared to some of the pitchers you saw last year?
I'd say she's one of the harder throwers compared to previous seasons I've seen.
1-2. This is low and inside, and the count runs even. 2 balls, 2 strikes against number 2, Rylan Lesnow.
I will say, though, I don't think she throws as hard as Stigler started last year. She was very tough to hit.
Stigler and tough starting pitchers.
100%.
Good history there. 2-2. Goes with the off-speed and laying off of it as that misses into the left-handed batter's box. Nice eye by Lesnow. The count moves full. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Now where are you sitting on here if you're Lesnow on this 3-2
You sit on fastball. You stay with the fastball. That's what you react on. You can lay off of it and check your swing if it goes out. 3-2, and that's what they go with a fastball, but unable to make contact is less now, and the 5th strikeout of the day recorded by Lexi Cates. The old cheddar has been her bread and butter, and that brings up Emmy Hollis. Hollis struck out looking in her first at bat. McAlester still looking for their first hit of the season.
Oh my goodness, it was big. Oh, that was huge. Yeah.
Here comes the first pitch. It's downstairs for ball 1. Again, Hollis, her second at bat of the season. Buffaloes trail 1-0 here in the home half of the 4th inning. Our one score has been in the top half of this one. As here's a line drive, but well fouled on the right field line. And the count goes to even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Our broadcast schedule for this week, we have, of course, this game against Stigler, and then on Friday we are going to be calling that game against Bing. Once again, it'll be on KNED and our YouTube channel as well. 1-1 pitch. Here's a nice line drive right up the middle. First base hit of the season, courtesy of Emmy Hollis for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. Nice rip.
I mean, that was very solid contact. Just hit it right back up the middle.
She represents the tying run, and adding Pennington comes to the plate. 1 on, 1 down, bottom of the 4th inning. But, of course, next week we have McAlester Volleyball, both on Running with the Herd and on our YouTube channel. Coach Burns doesn't know that yet. Here's the first pitch low and inside, ball 1. I'm going to get in contact with him later on and see if he can come to next week's Running with the Herd. But we're supposed to be having him on Monday around 8:30. And then we'll have their senior night against Seminole at 6 p.m. on our YouTube channel. Again, that will be YouTube only. 1-0 pitch. This one's grounded off the plate. Slow roller down the third base side, fielded by the catcher. Throw to first base is in time for out number 2. But that essentially works like a bunt there for Addie Pennington on the 2-3 ground out. But now a runner in scoring position for the cleanup hitter, Kelsey Rowell, who was hit by a pitch and was for the longest time the only base runner for the Lady Buffaloes.
To the plate, number 12.
And I know that swing didn't go very far, but you gotta think that Coach Homer is happy with that.
So digging in with 2 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's the first pitch to Rowell, who she'll swing and miss for strike 1 on one that was a little bit low and out of the zone. If you missed us on radio there for a little while, we are back. Looks like we got disconnected there for just a split second. Count is 0-1. Runner at second base, representing the tying run. The pitch to Rowell misses way up high. Big jump off the bag there from Hollis. Count even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cates the pitch. Fastball missing low as well. Keeping everything down in the zone, trying to induce that ground ball and get out of the inning. Cates has also been excellent at being able to fill the zone too. She's only been able to escape it once with a hit by pitch on a 3-1 pitch to Kelsey Rowell. 2-1. This one's a soft fly ball, well out of reach of everybody, and the count a run to Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 down with a runner at second base, and the Lady Buffaloes trailing by that lone run here in the home half of the 4th.
That's your sister? Yeah, that's... What do you
Rowell back in looking for, so far, the biggest hit of the season for the Lady Buffaloes. Held to only 1 hit thus far. 2-2 pitch. Misses low and it gets by the catcher, Blanchett, and advancing 60 feet to third base. Representing the tying run, Emmy Hollis.
And now you really want to see a ball put in play, more specifically the outfield here.
What you want to see is a hit. Yes. That's what you're describing there.
Yes.
Count is full 3-2. 2 down. Rowell trying to come up big. The pitch. And it misses outside. She's going to work another free pass. Borderline missing outside. Blanchett wanted it, didn't get it. Now runners at the corners for Emma Garrison.
Heading to the plate,
So Rowell still without an official at bat this season. Here in the season opener. Third baseman Nixon coming way in over at third base. First pitch. Here's a nice hit right back over to the pitcher, though. That a bad stroke of luck for the Lady Buffaloes. Emma Garrison ripped that. It was knocked down by the pitcher, Cates, and she gets the 1-3 ground out, essentially, to be able to end the McAlester threat. Man, if she's just standing a foot to the right or left, that gets into the outfield and McAlester ties the game. But instead, it is 1-0 as we head to the top of the fifth inning. Stigler taking the lead here in the fourth. You're listening to McAlester Softball on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to the season opener here at Mike Deak Field for McAlester Fast Pitch Softball. Here on opening day, the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are entering the top of the fifth inning down 1-0. Our one run has been on a RBI triple from Marley Bracken back in the top of the fourth. This game brought to you by Prime Structures, Portable Buildings, and more, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture of McAlester. Thank you, 3, for putting us on the air today and all season long for what we like to call soft volley, our softball and volleyball games sponsored by those 3 businesses. Make sure that you go give them your support and love. So digging into the box, looks like we have the 5-hole batter, Maya Nixon. First pitch, slow roller towards the pitcher, Brown. Easy flip to first base in time for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out. That's what you like to call efficiency there. And it brings up Addie Wallace.
Now batting, number 12, Addie Wallace.
Wallace has flown out to right field and lined out to the shortstop. Les now playing further back, of course. Playing even with the bag at third base is Hollis. There have been 2 hits for the Lady Panthers, only 1 for McAlester. First pitch, right side, nice. Glove by Ivy, fires to first base in time for out number 2. So 2 pitches, 2 outs. That was a nice play there by Ivy.
I'll take that.
That looked like that was destined for the outfield, but she was able to make a quick snag of it. Strong arm over to first base, too, to be able to get the speedy Addie Wallace. That brings up Noli Blanchett. Please swing at the first pitch. I would love to have a 3-pitch inning here. First pitch from Brown. She does not. It doesn't fill the zone either, and the count is 1 ball, no strikes.
She was probably told, hold at all costs.
Blanchett has flown out to second base and grounded out to short. You know, the greatest video game of all time is a video game called MVP Baseball 2005. Here's a ground ball over towards the shortstop. Les now continue that thought in a moment, but instead it's a 4-pitch inning. Maybe not a 3, but a 4-pitch inning for Kinley Brown. Again, I'll continue my thought when we head to the bottom half of the inning. But a nice inning and a bounce back one to that for Kinley Brown and the McAlester Lady Buffalo defense. They're still down by 1 as we head to the home half of the fifth, and it looks like it will be Taylor Williams, Katie Ivy, and Bailey Caldwell coming up in just a moment. You're listening to McAlester Softball here on KNED.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Bottom of the fifth inning here for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, down 1-0, but a nice bounce back inning for their defense, having a 4-pitch inning. And I'll continue my thought here after I mention that Taylor Williams, Katie Ivey, and Bailey Caldwell are coming up. But the reason why I was bringing up MVP Baseball 2005, Nate, is that I used to be told, because I can't lay off of anything, and I would constantly have 3-pitch innings.
Yeah.
And it was so bad to the point that the color commentators in the game were roasting me, the player, for saying, why are you swinging at 3 straight pitches? Why are you doing that? And so, yeah, that's every time I think of a 3-pitch inning, I think of me getting roasted as a 9-year-old kid on Xbox.
That is hilarious. And it's more funny because it's not someone live roasting.
No.
Because, I mean, that's just normal.
It's a guy that recorded that in a booth and said, I'm going to roast the player here.
Yes.
Here's the first pitch to Taylor Williams, who swings and misses for strike one. She is grounded out to the pitcher, and that is the only at-bat that she has had so far. Had a lot of ground outs to the pitcher today, too, for both Lexi Cates of Stigler and Kinley Brown of McAlester. 0-1 pitch. Chops at it. Off the glove. Diving stop by the shortstop from her knees. Can't make the play, and it gets by the first baseman, Leadham. Taking second will be Williams. As this will go down as an infield single. Nice effort made by Adams at shortstop. Been able to beat it out and get over to second on the error. It is a single and then an error. Is Taylor Williams.
And that is big for McAlester right now.
Lead off a batter in scoring position.
Yes, no outs. You've got someone in scoring position to tie this game up. You 1,000%. You have to take advantage of this opportunity.
Now, Coach Homer mentioned that he was wanting to be more aggressive this season. How aggressive are you going to be here? Bottom of the fifth inning with that runner at second base and nobody out. And the bottom of your order up, Katie Ivey. Take that back. We're going to be having a pinch hitter coming in. Keep you that name in just a moment. Here's the first pitch. And it's going to be a line drive. Watch out. Right into the third base dugout. It did not hit anybody. And that will not be a souvenir for a lucky fan.
43.
Coming in to hit is Sam Schaefer. Number 15 for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, the junior. Next pitch misses down low. After showing bunt, pulling back. And the count evens up at 1-1 strike. So here early, changing it up, our first lefty that we've seen in the box today, Sam Schaefer, hitting out of the 7th spot for Katie Ivey, who popped up on a bunt attempt. 1-1. Shows bunt, pulls back, misses outside, and the count runs to 2-1. That's the only thing with pitching with the lead, especially a 1-run lead. It's the pressure to maintain that 1-run lead. Just ask the New York Yankees. They don't know how to do it.
It's
2-1.
Not been a fun season.
2-1 pitch. And a slash attempt there. That'll be fouled straight back, and the count moves to 2-2. Showed the bump, pulled back, went after it, and is on it.
Yeah.
Can count even 2 balls, 2 strikes. The tying run at second base, nobody out. Slightly open stance here for the lefty Schaefer. Cates toes the rubber, and the 2-2 pitch. Misses low and a little outside. Count is full 3-2, but Schaefer, she looks confident. She looks comfortable in the box as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sometimes hard to be able to find that when you're coming off of the bench.
Especially in a pressure situation.
3-2. Fouls it straight back. The count will remain full at 3 balls, 2 strikes, but right now Schaefer, she's on everything. She's been able to foul off some tough pitches, including that 3-2 one from Cates. Schaefer bring in her fellow junior, Taylor Williams. Here's the ground ball right side. That'll move the runner over. Flip over to first base from the second baseman. Bracken is in time for out number 1. but that'll essentially work like a bunt and a fantastic at-bat from Sam Schaefer.
Not only did she make Kate's work, she made sure that runner, at the very least, moved over.
To the plate, number 10, Kirsten Smith.
And we're going to be having another pinch hitter. Number 10, Kirsten Smith, in for Bailey Caldwell. And this is another example of first-year head coach Trent Homer trying to see who he's got as well in a non-district game, because these are some big-time situations. You know, you're trying to see who you can plug in at what time to be able to see who can come up big for you. And you'd rather see it now than see it against like a Durant on Thursday when you head down near the Red River. But Kirsten Smith, runner at third, representing the tying run, 1-0 our score, bottom of the fifth. Smith, a sophomore, first pitch to her. Misses low, nice scoop by Blanchett. If that gets by her a little bit further up that third base line, McAlester ties it up. But Blanchett's able to be a wall, keep this game at a 1-0 Stigler lead. Also, we're going to have to keep an eye to see if Caldwell and Ivy will recheck in, as this pitch misses inside with the fastball for 2 balls, no strikes.
And just a reminder, you can re-enter in softball once you exit one time.
Mm-hmm. Well, same way for baseball in high school as well.
Yeah, I'm used to people not being familiar with that rule. Forgive me.
2-0 pitch. Ooh, that's a tough low strike call against Smith. And the count moved to 2 balls and 1 strike. Even the people over here at the facilities here running the scoreboard thought that one was low. 2-1 from Cates. That one misses high. And the count is now at a hitter's count for Kirsten Smith at 3 balls and 1 strike. And just a spoiler alert here, we're going to be having a third consecutive pinch hitter coming up next for McAlester. 3-1. Right on the outer half. Smith agrees, says, okay, but that's not my pitch. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, with that 3-1 count, you're looking for one that you can drive. She said, that's not my pitch. Okay, we'll go at it with 3-2. Tying run at third base with Taylor Williams. The pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Big strikeout of Kirsten Smith. And now there are 2 down with a runner at third base. But that, again, a little bit of salt in the wound, because it looked like you saw the first 4 pitches thrown be balls. That third pitch becoming a strike ended up leading to that strikeout.
Caroline Callaway.
And we'll have our third consecutive pinch hitter. It is Caroline Callaway, the freshman. As the first pitch misses for ball 1, the freshman getting a big moment here in your first varsity action. Can she drive in the junior Williams from third base? 1-0 our score, bottom of the fifth. 2 down, 1-0 the count. Rylan Lesnow lurking on deck. 1-0 pitch. Fastball in there, outer half. Again, also you got to credit Lexi Cates a lot. She's delivered some really competitive pitches, especially on the outer half, which are really tough to hit.
I mean, she's going to be very tough for a lot of teams to hit this season.
1 ball, 1 strike. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And now Kate's 1 pitch away from working out of really her first jam. Callaway looking to battle up here. Little off the plate. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Cates is able to work back after the leadoff runner at second base. Ground out, strikeout, and the threat ends for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes. We had now played 5 full innings. To the top of the 6th we go. 1-0 our score. Stigler maintaining that 1-0 lead, clinging on to it. You're listening to McAlester Lady Buffalo Softball here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester. A proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, fourth-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
We're back here in the top of the sixth inning where the McAlester Lady Buffaloes are leading the Stigler Lady Panthers 1-0 our score. And hey, I think we're going to be having a pinch hitter now for the Panthers as well. Coming in for what I believe is Kale Leadham. Will be number 00 here. I have to get to that lineup myself. Looks like Brooklyn Tomlinson now hitting for the Lady Panthers. First pitch from Brown. Swing and a miss for strike one. Will with the off speed. Is able to miss it on the outer half. That's strike one.
And it appears Caldwell and Ivy did re-enter into the game.
That's what I thought would probably happen there. So Brooklyn Tomlinson now hitting the lefty. Chases an upper outer halfer to the left field area. That will slice foul. And the count will move to 0-2. Getting a win after one that was a little bit up and out. Went with it. And it found a patch of turf in foul territory, and the count now moves to 0-2. Kinley Brown trying to build on what has been a pretty solid first start inside the circle. Here's the 0-2. Misses down low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the sixth inning in a 1-0 game against a team that did lose 6 starters, but they still finished 23-11 a year ago.
Not too shabby.
1-2. This one's fouled back into the netting, and the count will remain at 1-2. What has impressed me so far from the Lady Buffaloes is that the Lady Panthers have had significantly more base runners than McAlester has had, but yet you're finding yourself on a 1-0 game. It's been the resilience of Kinley Brown to be able to put those errors and a couple of walks in the rear view and then focus on the next batter. 1-2 pitch. Goes back to the off speed, misses low and outside. And the count is even at 2-2 against the first lefty that the Lady Panthers have thrown up to the plate, and Brooklyn Tomlinson. Again, 1-0 our score. It is the top of the sixth. 2-2 pitch from Brown. Went with the fastball and it misses low and outside. And a nice AB here from Tomlinson. And the count moves to full at 3-2. Tomlinson takes a deep breath. Digs into that left-handed batter's box. Towing that line. Brown trying to retire the leadoff batter. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Here's a fly ball to left field. It's carrying. Tracking it down well in left field is Garrison for out number 1. Looked like that was heading towards the gap. Nice track by Garrison, and that'll be out number 1.
Number 23, cheers.
Made Brown work for it, but they were able to track it down and get the first out.
Believe Jules Goff is up, unless we had another pinch hitter. Yes, Goff is back up at the dish. Open stance for the righty. First pitch to Goff. Misses low for ball 1. Again, sometimes it's hard to be able to see the Stigler numbers just because, you know, they have the same
It's white
colored,
and white.
Yes, same colored numbers as they do their jerseys. Just double checking here. 1-0 the pitch from Brown. Looked pretty good. It's going to say it misses for ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes here to Goff, who has reached on an E9 and flown out to short. 2-0 pitch. Allen misses low for ball 3. But we were mentioning our broadcast schedule. We mentioned next week how we have volleyball on Monday. We're running with the herd, and then the Tuesdays, the senior night, home opener for McAlester volleyball against Seminole. We'll continue on in just a moment. 3-0 pitch in there for strike 1. 3 balls, 1 strike coming up to Goff. But then the following week, it is all hands on deck. We have running with the herd with either Palm or Cheer, can't remember who. And then we'll have volleyball against Tahlequah on Tuesday, the 26th.
Right.
Coffee with the coach on Thursday with new head coach Jeff Craig of McAlester Football. 3-1 pitch. Bounces in for ball 4, and they'll put a runner at first base with 1 down. And the score 1-0 here in the top of the 6th. To the top of the order we go with Peyton Meekum. But yeah, we'll have coffee with the coach. I think we're going to be having, knock on wood, I think we're going to be having a Savannah Coach's Corner that week.
Right.
And then we have McAlester Football on the road against Broken Bow.
It's going to be a fun trip.
That's a little over 2 weeks away. First pitch to Meekum. In there, strike 1. Nice pitch. All the way up in the box, Meekum, she has gone 0 for 3 so far with 2 flyouts, 1 to center field, 1 to first base, and then she's also reached on an error. That error ended up leading to the first run scored on an RBI triple by Marley Bracken, who's on deck. 0-1. Here's a nice rip towards the middle. Grabbed by Lesnow, steps on second for 1, over to first. Not in time, and it also bounces away from Taylor Williams. But not far enough for Meekum to go anywhere. Nice play by Rylan Lesnow. That was smoked up the gut. And at first she didn't really have enough time to be able to flip over to Ivy, so she stepped on second herself for 1 and is able to get the force out. And that'll be out number 2. So Marley Bracken finds herself in a similar situation to what she was in the 4th innings. Here's a ground ball left side. No get into the outfield turf. Bracken continues to be the best hitter so far today for the Lady Panthers, as she's now 2 for 3, representing 2 out of the 3 hits for the Lady Panthers. Brings up Lexi Cates, who's trying to help out her own cause here. She steps up into the right-handed batter's box with runners at first and second and 2 down, and a 1-0 lead trying to extend it. McAlester brings up the top of the order here in this next inning. Well, next half inning. First pitch misses low, ball 1. Big jump off the bag for both of the runners. They'll come back over to their respective bases. Count 1-0. It is imperative, especially with how hard hits have come by for McAlester. Only 2 hits so far. It is imperative that they keep this game at a 1-run game. 1-0 pitch. Climbs the ladder. That one misses as well. 2 balls, no strikes.
Look at that leg. She got it, babe.
Have a line of rain coming in from the northwest, it looks like here.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on it right now. No, nothing to be concerned with at the moment.
2-0 misses down low. Again, a big jump over at second base, but Rao will hold on to it, and retreating back will be the runner. And the count is now 3-0 here to Lexi Cates. You really don't want to have to pitch to Keely Adams here because she's had arguably the hardest hit of the day so far on that ground rule double. 3-0. And it bounces in. It's a 4-pitch walk. And now the bases are loaded for Keely Adams out of the cleanup spot.
Just like
Out.
And McAlester was caught napping, and a run comes across to score. I was writing it down on my sheet. What happened there? I'm going to have to look it back on it on the screen here. I was looking down on my sheet to be able to mark down the walk. Yeah, and just Kinley Brown was caught napping. Rounding third and scoring was Jules Goff. As she was looking at Brown the entire time, the throw back over to the catcher squeaked away from Rowell. And it leads to a 2-0 Stigler lead, and that's something that Coach Homer probably won't tolerate. Again, there will be times where you might be outplayed, but there's times where you can't be able to do that. You have to keep an eye on the players at all times, and which Kinley Brown has had a fantastic game, but also that's a learning experience. She hasn't really been able to be in a lot of these big situations like this. This is her first go at it. And
I mean, like I said from last season, we saw Shiley Mason throw almost every single pitch. When we were calling her, she did throw every single pitch. So this is, like you said, going to be a learning experience for this McAlester pitching staff.
Again, you'd rather have it in non-district play than in district play.
Correct.
First pitch bounces in and stopped by Rowell, who has been excellent behind the plate in these situations with runners in scoring position. So a run does score. It's 2-0 on this smart heads-up play by Jules Goff, who rounded third after the walk. Next pitch misses up high, and for the first time today, we're seeing some inaccuracy from Kinley Brown. She's had a couple of walks and a hit by pitch. Looks like 3 walks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 4 walks and a hit by pitch. This is the first time we've seen her throw multiple pitches in a row for balls. 2-0, here's a chopper left side, fielded by Lesnow. Fires to first in time for out number 3. And again, that's a little assault on the wound. It could have been a 1-0 game, but McAlester put that in the rear view, cannot dwell on it now. They'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning in a 2-0 score. As we have the top of the order up for the Lady Buffaloes, their chance to start coming back is now. Lesnow, Hollis, and Pennington coming up for the black and gold here on KNED.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price.
Bottom of the 6th inning here for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes and their chance to really get back into this game. Again, it's only a 2-run deficit, so they're well within striking distance, but with the way that Lexi Cates has been pitching, it has been hard to come by for hits, base runners, etc. Again, so far for Lexi Cates, she has struck out 7 batters of McAlester. She's only been able to issue 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch and 2 hits for the Lady Buffaloes, 1 coming from Emmy Hollis, who is on deck, and another one from Taylor Williams, who's all the way back in the 6th hole. First pitch to Rylan Lesnow, the leadoff batter for the Lady Buffs. Will miss low and bounce to the backstop for ball 1. As the game has gone on a little bit, again, Cates has been able to have some bounce-back pitches to be able to fill the zone, but she's been starting more at-bats behind in the count, I'd say.
Right, and you have to take advantage of that now if you're McAlester. You've only got 6 outs to do it.
Count 1-0. Pitch to Lesnow. Fastball will be fouled backwards for strike 1. And the big deal about getting behind in the counts is that then you're going to become more predictable as a pitcher. Because then you have to go to your go-to pitch. You're not having the luxury of saying, okay, well, if it's a 1-2 pitch or an 0-2 pitch, I can use a waste pitch and an off-speed.
Right.
And if you find yourself behind in the count, more often than not, you're going to your go-to, which for Cates has been her fastball. 1-1. Speaking of the off-speed, there it comes. A long ball that misses up high for ball 2 there to Lesnow. Again, the junior has flown out to short and struck out swinging in her 2 at-bats, looking for her first base hit of the season. 2-1 pitch. Fastball bounces in off the plate. The count goes to 3-1. McAlester has been really close to a run a couple of times here today. Just not been able to get him across the plate yet. Hitters count 3-1. The pitch. And this will be fouled backwards as well. And the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is where Cates has been really impressive to me, is competitive pitches in 3-2 counts.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting a fastball here on this 3-2 count.
So Lesnow will dig in. Try to light a spark here for the Lady Buffaloes in the 6th inning. 3-2 pitch. We'll foul this one off again. And staying alive like the Bee Gees is Rylan Lesnow right now.
Man, that didn't take long.
It didn't take long at all. Some calls you have in the holster just to use at any given point.
I haven't heard see concrete at all today.
No, we haven't had anything hit off into the parking lot. Count full at 3-2. The pitch once more to Lesnow. Misses and actually got close to hitting her.
Regardless, she'll get first.
Leadoff base runner for the Lady Buffaloes. Tying run now represented at the plate.
That's a lot of speed you got at first base as well.
And might have hit off the toes there of Lesnow. Emmy Hollis is 1 for 2. She represents one of the 2 hits that the Lady Buffs have had so far against Lexi Cates. First pitch she's showing bunt. Taken off is Les now. Here's the throw from behind the plate. It is not in time, in there with the stolen base. Rylan Les now.
And now that's back-to-back innings for McAlester with a runner in scoring position and nobody out. You have to take advantage, especially with you being at the top of the lineup right now. And I know Brandon is taking just a second, so I'll take over for just a moment. First pitch looks like it was down low for ball 1.
Well, they called that a strike, and then that one misses because on the stolen base, Lesnar was able to take second.
Yeah, I missed that.
Well, they put it on the scoreboard as a ball. Umpire called time and said it was a strike. Count is now 1-1 after that one missed on the bunt attempt from Emmy Hollis. Here's a long off speed that will miss as well for the count to move to 2-1. Hollis is way up in the box, and that's pretty surprising, especially when you're considering the kind of velocity that Cates have been able to bring to the circle today. I mean, she is as far up in the box as you can be. Here's the pitch. Foul backwards, and the count moves to 2-2. Usually you'll see if there's a harder thrower, you'll find yourself further back in the box to give yourself a little bit more time to react. Hollis says, I enjoyed the challenge, and she's been able to have a hit so far. Probably the hardest hit ball so far today for the Lady Buffaloes. One that went right back up the middle. And now she goes back in the box. That's interesting. The 2-2 pitch. Misses down low for ball 3. You don't see batters adjust where they're at in the box so drastically like Hollis has been doing.
I wonder if it's trying to throw off Cates potentially.
It could throw off a pitcher. Count full at 3-2. So back to the back of the box. Here's the payoff from Cates. Misses low and inside. That's ball 4. And Hollis she was waiting for another pitch. She'll make her way down over to first base. Now you have runners at first and second with nobody out in what is a absolute tailor-made bunt opportunity here for the Lady Buffs if you decide to go that way. The only reason why you wouldn't is if Addie Pennington, who had a lot of starting experience from a year ago, you want her to hit in this situation. So which one? Do you want to go for the bunt or try to get a big hit with your 3-hole batter? First pitch fills the zone for strike 1. No bunt attempt here. So this is the one situation. If it was anyone else but Lesnow or Pennington or someone who has a hot bat, you normally would be bunting in this situation. But Pennington is such a good batter for the Lady Buffs. She shows bunt, goes after this one, does not make contact, and quickly goes down to the count 0-2.
Battle up now. Let's go. Come on.
So count at 0-2 on Pennington, who has struck out swinging and grounded out to the catcher, Blanchett. With the runners at first and second and nobody out, tying run is on the base paths. The pitch. Way high, having to jump for that one was the catcher, Blanchett. Count moves to 1-2. It looks like that line of rain is actually moving north of us right now.
Yeah, it doesn't look like what's currently developed is moving our direction, but I'm still keeping an eye on it just to be safe.
1-2. That one does sail to the backstop. Runners will advance. No need for the bunt. That is the perfect situation. You didn't have to risk an out. You get the runners in second and third, and you get to have your 3-hole batter swing away. And time will be called here by head coach Danny Colwell here in his first season. He'll go speak with his pitcher, Lexi Cates. We'd like to thank our sponsors while we have the time. Prime Structures, Portable Buildings, and more. Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford and Loftus Furniture of McAlester. So the Lady Buffaloes have been looking for that one big hit so far. I mentioned it back in like inning 3 or 4. This feels a lot like that Chakotah game.
Yep.
Where you're struggling against a pitcher early. You're able to see them a little bit better, time them up a little bit better. And you're going to see that especially in a season opener when you haven't seen a ton of live pitching yet. You've been able to see as much as you can for Summer League. But this is a chance for McAlester to really tie up this game, to be able to go on a little bit of a roll, and to put the woes of last season in the rearview quickly here in the first game of the season.
I mean, and a good way to do that, sending the ball over the fence.
Hey, from your lips to God's ears, let's do that. So the count is even at 2-2. Back to the dugout goes Coach Colwell. Pennington in the box. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. Down by 2. The pitch. Bounces in. What a scoop by the catcher, Blanchett. And it keeps McAlester off of home plate. Counts now full at 3-2. She has been a vacuum McAllister's dugout getting loud. The payoff to Pennington. Fouls it off, stays alive. Count still at 3-2. Shortstop Adams will go speak with Cates for a split second. On deck is Kelsey Rowell. She's reached both times with a hit by pitch and a walk. Back-to-back walks to put runners at second and third. Here's the 3-2 pitch again. Fastball upper half. Called strike 3. And instead of bases loaded, one down, runners at second and third. Big time pitch from Lexi Cates is able to paint the black.
Even with the strikeout, you're still in very good position to get some runs here, but you have to take advantage of this.
This is a big at bat with Kelsey Rowell. First pitch bunt is down. Here comes the runner. She's going to score. What a bunt. And the aggressiveness from Rylan Lesnell will score from third base. And it's a base hit on the bunt from Kelsey Rowell to bring one run across. Advancing over to third is Emmy Hollis, and McAllister one run away from tying it up. That's that aggressiveness. That's that small ball nature that Coach Homer's bringing to the Lady Buffaloes this season.
16,
Works out for them there.
And now you got to keep an eye on first if you're Stigler. See if Rowell may run.
Tries to get another bunt down, but this one's fouled straight back by Emma Garrison, who has grounded one to the pitcher both times. So 2-1's our score. Stigler on top of McAllister for the moment, but the tying run 60 feet away. Bottom of the 6th inning. That bunt barely went ahead of home plate, but it definitely got the job done. 0-1 pitch. This one slashed at, foul back. After it is the catcher underneath it. Can't make the catch, though. She's falling back after it. Blanchett was trying to haul that one in near the netting. And now Garrison is hoping to make the most of her second life here. Center field in Meekum is playing really shallow, too. In fact, all the outfield's playing pretty shallow. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ground ball left side, coming home with it. The play at the plate is not in time. It actually gets away from the catcher, Blanchett. We got a tie game. Put the ball in play. Good things happen. And scoring on what will go down as a fielder's choice is Emmy Hollis, and we have a tie game 2-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Williams.
Something might be brewing here at Mike Deak, Brandon.
McAllister Buffaloes won one game all season according to OSSAA rankings. It didn't come until September. They have a tie game here late in the game in the bottom of the 6th with the go-ahead run in scoring position.
Secondary.
First pitch with one down. Another bunt is down, this time foul, though, over towards head coach Trent Homer. 0-1 the count, runners at first and second. Taylor Williams is so far today 1 for 2. She has grounded out to the pitcher and singled. 0-1. Showed bunt, pulled back, fastball is in there for the called strike. Count goes to 0-2 here on Williams. Williams trying to line one in the gap. Trying to score Rowell. The pitch, grounded right side, snagged by the first baseman. Flips to the second baseman, covering in time for out number 2, but the runners advance 60 feet. So I'll go down as a 3-4 ground out, as that's not Leadham anymore. That's Brooklyn Tomlinson flipping it over to Bracken. And that's out number 2, but now the go-ahead run 60 feet away. A wild pitch will give McAllister the lead. And Katie Ivey back into the game, back in the box. Closed stance, first pitch. Ground ball right side, fielded by the second baseman, Brecken. Quick flip over to first base in time to be able to get the out and keep the game tied. But McAllister had something brewing there, and they send up 7 batters, score 2 runs off of it, and they'll head to the top of the 7th inning in a brand new ball game. 2-2 our score. When we come back for the Lady Panthers, it'll be Maya Nixon, Addie Wallace, and Noli Blanchett here in just a moment on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer. Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, fourth-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South Georgia 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, we have had a treat so far here for our season opener, as here's the first pitch that misses for ball one. Have we lost our outfield camera? There we go.
No, it was glitching a little bit just a second ago.
Well, you might glitch it there. I can't really see it.
Like it was, I'm guessing the camera's overheating out there.
Oh, yeah, because it's, 103 degrees on the turf. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's going to be swung on and missed for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, we've had a treat today. It's been a fantastic game between the Lady Buffaloes of McAlester and the Lady Panthers of Stigler. Maya Nixon is up at the plate for Stigler with a 1-1 count. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the 7th. Maya Nixon so far today 0 for 3 with a fly out to first. Fielder's choice and a 1-3 ground out as that one misses high as well for ball 2. Two balls, 1 strike. Back and toe on the rubber is Brown, and the 2-1 pitch. That one misses a little low and outside. Now a hitter's count for Nixon at 3 balls and 1 strike. So just as a leadoff base runner for McAlester was big in the bottom of the 6th inning, be equally as big for the Lady Panthers here if they can get it. Hitter's count pitch. 3-1 fills the zone at the very bottom of it. The count moves full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kinley takes a big, deep breath, trying to retire the leadoff batter here in Maya Nixon. The payoff. Ground ball to the shortstop left now. Fields cleanly, fires to first in time for out number 1. So Kinley Brown is able to retire Maya Nixon with a 6-3 ground out. Brings up Addie Wallace. She's 0 for 3. She's flown out to right, lined out at the shortstop, and grounded out to second. There's not been a strikeout so far today from the Lady Panthers, but that's an example of letting your defense work. 1 down, nobody on, top of the 7th. First pitch, soft line drive, 1 hopper to left now. Fields clean, throws to first in time for out number 2. Back-to-back 6-3 groundouts. Brings up Noli Blanchett. By the way, no matter what happens, Les now will come up to the plate in the bottom of the 7th inning. One of your best hitters, if not your best hitter from a season ago, will have a chance to hit. We'll see in what kind of situation, depending on how the rest of this top of the 7th inning goes. Blanchett has gone 0 for 3. She's flown out to second and grounded out to short twice. First pitch, right down the middle, strike 1. Kinley Brown trying to go a strong 7 here. Oh, 1 pitch. Now miss up high, eye level, and the count moves to 1-1.
It's been a great game today.
It absolutely has been. McAlester looking to, I believe, win their first season opener since 2021. I know that at least their first game over Stigler since 2021.
I didn't look at that, but I will look at that here in a little bit.
This 1-1 is fouled off, and that'll move the count to 1-2. I guess I'm just good luck for McAlester softball when it comes to close games because, hey, Shakota was a great team last year. McAlester was right on the doorstep of winning that one. Count moves to 1-2. Brown looking for her first strikeout of the day. Can it come with 2 down on the top of the 7th and nobody on? 1-2 pitch. Line drive up the middle, and the 7th inning will continue. The go-ahead run will reach base, but the base hit from Noli Blanchett. Not a lot of hits today from Stigler either. That's just 1, 2, 3, 4. That's only the 4th hit. And now up to the plate is Brooklyn Tomlinson with the chance to extend the 7th inning even more. She was able to give one a pretty good ride out to Emma Garrison in left field, who tracked it down for the out. First pitch to the lefty is fouled off and out of play, over towards the concession stand, where you can find yourself your favorite snack, all for a low price. That's the McAlester concession stand here at McAllister's Mike Deak Field in McAlester, Oklahoma.
So they actually won their season opener in 2022, 9-5 over Wilburton.
So the last time that McAlester has won a season opener was back in 2022. As the 0-1 is going to get behind Rao, which has not happened often today. It moves the runner into scoring position. Count even at 1-1. So now a base hit by Tomlinson very well could give Stigler the lead here in the 7th. One from Brown. Ground ball right side. Diving attempt from Ivy gets into the outfield. Runners rounding third. The throw from center field is cut off. And Stigler takes the lead in the top of the 7th on the RBI base knock from Brooklyn Tomlinson, who didn't even start the game, but comes up with the biggest hit of it here in the 7th with 2 down. 2-out rally brewing here for the Lady Panthers. They take a 3-2 advantage. Brings up Jules Goff, and now just like that, McAlester will be down to their final 3 outs when we would come back in the bottom of the 7th. But now it's up to Brown and the McAlester defense to keep it at just that 1-run deficit as the ball gets away from Rouse shortly, throws over to second base, but not in time. Taking second will be Tomlinson. Stigler is trying to make it 3 consecutive wins over the black and gold. Now they're in a situation to do so. 1-0. Line drive into the outfield, another base knock. Caldwell grabs it. Runner will score as the throw hits the cutoff lady.
I'll make it 4-2 Stigler. Runner will stay at first.
Big base hits by the bottom of the order. 8 and 9 hole batters. Brooklyn Tomlinson and Jules Goff coming up with the biggest hits of the game for Stigler. Brings up Peyton Meekum to try to keep it going. This is all happening with 2 down. Next pitch, and there's strike 1. Meekum looking for her first hit. She's 0 for 4. And this is what's even crazier. Tomlinson, actually I take that back, Noli Blanchett was down on the count 1-2 with 2 down. Led to a single, RBI single, and Jules Goff with the RBI single. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 2. They had 3 hits coming into the 7th inning. They have had 3 straight hits here in the 7th. Count 0-2 to Meekum. Runner at first with Stigler leading 4-2. Again, McAlester scored just 2 runs in the last inning. They can do it again. They got some pressure now. The pitch. Chases after one, lobs one over into the outfield turf again, and it gets past the right fielder. They'll hold the runner up over at third base. There will be no runs scored here, but unable to make the catch and keep this inning going for a 4th consecutive hit. Again, 3 hits coming into the 7th now, 4 straight base knocks. That one, a single by Meekum and reaching second on an E9. Now put runners at second and third for Marley Bracken, who has been Stigler's best hitter today. She's 2 for 3. She's grounded out of short, walked, RBI triple, and single. Brown the pitch. Fastball that just gets away from Brow, misses the zone as well. Runners will stay put. 1 ball, no strikes here. They were one pitch away from being able to go to the bottom of the 7th with a tie game, and now 4 consecutive hits from Stigler.
You just got to figure out a way to get this third out right now. That's all you can focus on if you're McAlester.
Next pitch misses high, ball 2. And honestly, of course you're going to attack Bracken here, but she's been the one that's been able to hurt McAlester more than any batter. If you have an open base. If you do give that to her, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Right.
2-0. There's a fly ball that will get out of play over towards the press box here. There was a strand of lightning.
I saw that out of the corner of my eye.
But that's well off in the distance, but it was in viewing range. At least I could see that cloud to ground lightning. That's over northwest of us. Next pitch, 2-1. Soft liner again over the second baseman, Ivy. 1 run will score. The throw from right field will get past the catcher, Rowell. Here comes another run. Is it in time? No. And now a runner advancing over to third. The throw not in time. So it is a 2 RBI single. Well, it's an RBI single for Marley Bracken.
And Brandon, I think they might be pulling him off the field.
And the 5th consecutive hit. And yes, they are going to be taking him off the field due to lightning in the area. We're going to be in a lightning delay here. So let's go ahead and let's break down first off that play. It was an RBI single for Marley Bracken. That's what scored 1 run. The second run scored on an E2, which allowed the runner that was coming from behind to score as well, and Peyton Meekum. Or, excuse me, I think that was Jules Goff that scored on that one. So that has now made the score 6-2. Or did we have another out? Did we get the out? Or was there interference? Oh, there was interference. So as I'm looking back at the video screen, there was interference at some point in the play. But of course, we don't have anyone relaying that to us. So there was some kind of interference on that last play. There's no lightning delay. I don't know which runs have scored, so we're going to have to get clarification on that. But we do head to the bottom of the 7th inning. I just hate that that was at the exact time where we were looking at lightning and knowing that there could be a delay. But there was an out at some point due to interference. I think that the score is still 6-2. I believe that that is still the situation that we're in. I think that the out that occurred on the base paths was after the 2 runs that scored. So again, 6-2 is our score after a 4 spot by the Stigler Lady Panthers, all with 2 outs in the inning. And that was all coming from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits when they only had 3 coming into the 7th altogether. So we're not going to take a commercial break as, again, at first we thought they were taking them off the field due to a possible weather delay. Instead, it was a out on the base paths due to some kind of interference that we weren't able to see because we were tracking down the ball over by home plate. So here's McAllister's last chance. Bottom of the 7th inning, 6-2 is the score. They've been able to find their groove in the later innings here, but they have quite a hole to dig out of. First pitch misses outside to, I believe, Bailey Caldwell, as she is back up at the plate. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. That just, they took him off the field in a type of situation like that at the worst possible time when we saw that there was some lightning in the storm that's to the northwest of us.
Yeah, the nearest lightning strike I'm seeing is about 18 miles away.
Next pitch barely missed, and the count moves to 2-1.
I can't remember exactly how close the lightning has to be for a delay. Is it within 10 miles or 5 miles?
I don't think anyone can just look at it and be like, that's 10 miles.
Well, you know what I mean.
I don't know for sure. Here's the next pitch. That's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Count is now 2-2 to Bailey Caldwell, who is 0 for 1 with a backwards K. The 8 and 9 hole between 4 batters is 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Count even at 2-2. Caldwell trying to flip the script here. Cates the pitch. Off speed, swing and a miss for strike 3. Lexi Cates pumped up another big strikeout. She has 9, looking for double digits.
To the plate, number 8, Paisley.
And back up to the plate is number 8, Paisley Mullins, who struck out swinging her last time up after she was Sub 4 by Carolyn Callaway as that first pitch bounces into the catcher Blanchett for ball 1. Back in the circle goes Cates. 1-0 pitch. And that one goes sailing way too high and straight to the backstop. Count now to 2-0. And I have seen crazier on this field. Way crazier.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen crazier in McAlester softball. I'll never forget the McAlester walk-off against Collinsville. 2-0. Just misses, and the count moves to 3-0. And a couple of years ago on senior night, McAlester ended up winning on a home run and then a walk-off inside the park home run after being down by 3 going into the 7th. And here's a hit by pitch to Paisley Mullins. Still a long way to go for McAlester, but that's a good way to start.
Let your day work.
I'll put Ryland Less now up at the dish. With 1 down, McAlester trailing 6-2. That is the score, 6-2 after 5 consecutive hits in the previous half inning. McAlester down to their final 2 outs. Les now has gone 0 for 2. She's flown out to short, struck out swinging and walked. First pitch straight back for strike 1. So Paisley Mullins on base here for McAlester after the hit by pitch. Infield playing a little bit further back, except for the first baseman. Here's another swing and a pop-up into foul territory. Third baseman underneath it, and making the catch is Nixon. And McAlester is down to their final out. Brings to the plate Emmy Hollis. She has gone 1 for 2 with the strikeout and a single.
To the plate, number 6, Emmy Hollis.
Forced out at second base right now. Hollis, who's hit the ball harder than any Lady Buff so far today, who drove one up the middle. Is the last line of defense for the black and gold. Her mission right now is just to hand it to the next person. First pitch, another hard hit line drive, but right to the shortstop Adams, and that is the ball game. Final score here in the season opener for the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, 6-2 behind a stellar top of the 7th inning for the Stigler Lady Panthers, where they scored 4 runs on 5 hits after only having 3 hits for the first 6 innings altogether. We'll take a break, and we're going to be taking a look at our post-game stats when we return. Again, 6-2 our final. You're listening to McAlester Softball here on KNED.
Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built in McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Loftus Furniture of McAlester, a proud sponsor of Lady Buffalo Athletics, a family-owned business supporting our McAlester High School sports. Loftus Furniture, 4th-generation business with deep roots in Southeast Oklahoma. One of Southeast Oklahoma's largest furniture stores. 700 East Carl Albert Parkway. The right time, the right place, the right price. Prime Prime Structures is your local manufacturer of portable buildings. From storage sheds, portable garages, and portable barns to custom builds such as chicken coops and greenhouses. Prime Structures is the only one who builds their buildings here in McAlester using local resources and local labor. They also offer metal carports, RV covers, and metal garages. Local ownership with buildings built at McAlester means factory direct pricing for the customer, saving you money. Free local delivery is also provided. Prime Structures in McAlester, locally owned by Brent and Alicia Case at 1702 South George 9 Expressway, 918-525-4101. See us on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, it's Sam from Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula. With 2 locations to choose from, we have close to 200 vehicles on the ground and coming in. And with vehicles starting at $29.95, we have something for everyone. And if you need parts or service, we are loading up at both locations to serve you better. Plus, with our mobile service van and our pickup and delivery, we can help you with sales and service no matter where you are. So come see us at Sam Wamplers Freedom Ford in McAlester and Eufaula and let us make it happen for you.
Welcome back to McAlester, Oklahoma, and here in the season opener, the McAlester Lady Buffaloes fall by a score of 6-2 behind a 4-run top of the 7th inning by the Stigler Lady Panthers. Again, it was a stellar performance from Kinley Brown, where she only gave up 3 hits in the first 6 innings, and then in the top of the 7th with 2 down and 2 strikes on Noli Blanchett, they all of a sudden figured out Kinley Brown. 5 consecutive hits led to 4 runs scored, and then the final score 6-2 as McAlester went down in order in the bottom of the 7th inning. Lexi Cates was phenomenal. She had 9 strikeouts. She did walk/hit 5 batters, but she was able to overcome that with only giving up 3 hits and 9 strikeouts from the right hand of Lexi Cates. Let's look at our stats here from the Stigler Lady Panthers. The victor today that goes to 1-0. Peyton Meekum went 1 for 5 with a double. Marley Bracken, she went 3 for 4 with 2 RBI. She was phenomenal out of the 2-hole. Lexi Cates went 0 for 2 with a walk and also a hit by pitch. Keely Adams went 1 for 4 with a double. Maya Nixon 0 for 4. Addie Wallace 0 for 4. Noli Blanchett 1 for 4 with the single. She was the one that got things started in the top of the 7th. Kale Leadham went 0 for 1. Brooklyn Tomlinson had the biggest hit of the day, I'd say. The RBI single that led to the 3-2 score. She went 1 for 2 with an RBI. Jules Goff went 1 for 3 with an RBI and kept things rolling in the top of the 7th inning. So that was 8 combined hits for the Lady Panthers, 9 strikeouts by Cates, 5 walks/hit by pitches, and 2 errors from Stigler today. McAlester drops to 0-1, still looking for that first season opening victory for the first time since 2022, and it was close. We'll go on a little bit more on it in just a moment, but Rylan Lesnow went 0 for 3 with a walk. Emmy Hollis went 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. Addie Pennington went 0 for 3. With a pair of strikeouts. Kelsey Rowell went 1 for 1 with a hit by pitch, a walk, and an RBI bunch. She had a 1 for 1 with a ribby day. Emma Garrison went 0 for 3 with an RBI fielder's choice. Taylor Williams went 1 for 3 with a single. Katie Ivey 0 for 2. Sam Schaefer 0 for 1 with the ground out to second. Bailey Caldwell 0 for 2. Kirsten Smith 0 for 1. Paisley Mullins 0 for 1 with a hit by pitch, and Caroline Callaway 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Kinley Brown gets the loss today, but she, again, only had 3 hits against her until that last out of the top of the 7th inning. She did not strike out anybody. She walked or hit 5 batters. No strikeouts from Brown today, but her defense also kind of struggling here, trying to fill those cleats that graduated from a year ago. 5 errors by McAlester today, and a few of those runs that were scored were on those errors. So, McAlester made mistakes today. They did look like a team that still needed to be able to gain a little bit more experience, but they also look like at times they have the talent there to be able to win more games than they had a year ago. They found themselves in a situation where things did not go their way a lot at times, and because of self-inflicted wounds today. But they still had a chance with the score 2-2 against a solid pitcher in Lexi Cates, to where if you get one more strike, I think you win the game. I think that you have the momentum. You were able to tie the game after really having nothing to show against Lexi Cates for 5 innings. You're able to get 2 runs in the 6th. If you get one more out, I think you walk it off in the bottom of the 7th. That's just what my gut says. Of course, hindsight is 2020, but to be able to say that at the time, I was thinking, man, if we do get this out, it's going to be a McAlester walk-off win. Obviously, that didn't happen, and credit to Stigler. They were able to bear down, and the 8 and 9 hole batters who had been hitless at that point are able to get the biggest hits of the game, and that's a testament to how far they can go when you can rely on people at the bottom of your order to come up with big hits like that. So I think that there's a lot to improve on for McAlester, but there's also a lot to be excited about. I think there are moments where you can say, hey, I think that if we can just build on the positives, right the negatives, I think there's a chance that they can obviously be a much improved team from a year ago.
I mean, we saw what the score was last year. It was 13-1 in the season opener, and the 6-2 score doesn't really reflect how close this game was. Really, this feels like it was a 1 or 2 run game, and after losing by 12 runs and coming back to actually lose by just 4, even though they graduated some people, I feel like that's an improvement.
Yeah, I think that obviously, again, it's going to be a process. When you win one game from a year ago, it's going to be a process. And when you have had the struggles that McAlester softball has had over the last, half decade, and it's been a while since they've had a winning record. I think the last time that we said that they had a winning record was actually back in, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 2013 was the last winning record.
Might be. If you give me a second.
No, sorry, 2019. 2019 was the last winning record for McAlester at 14-13. But so it's been about a half a decade of McAlester kind of struggling here so far. It's going to take a little bit of a process, but McAlester found themselves in this game despite some mistakes against a team that won 23 games a year ago. I think that if they can keep on sticking with it and then know that and find ways to win instead of finding the ways to lose, obviously that's every game that you're ever going to play, but it's a sports talk thing for when you can start to find ways to win, you're going to find your way to win. And I think that they were that close today. And usually it's the season opener where you start to see a lot of those mistakes. Today, McAlester, despite the mistakes, they almost won a game. So I think it's going to be a grind, but at the same time, I think they're going to make strides this year. And I'm excited to see where they're going to be by the time that we have senior night on October the 2nd.
I completely agree.
Our next game that we'll be broadcasting for McAlester softball will be this Friday, and that'll be against Bing. And that'll be once again on KNED and YouTube at 5 p.m. So make sure that you stay tuned for that one. And that'll be on Friday. And our first volleyball game will be their senior night. That'll be YouTube only. That'll be 8 days from today, next Tuesday against Seminole at 6 p.m. Nate, can you thank our sponsors one final time, and we'll get ready to wrap things up?
I'd like to thank Prime Structures Portable Buildings and more, Sam Wampler's Freedom Ford, and Loftus Furniture of McAlester for bringing you McAlester softball.
So first pitch time today was 5:03. Final pitch time was 6:51 for a total time of an hour and 48 minutes of softball today. I'd like to thank our board operator, Wyatt the Cadillac Kid Hubbard, for his work today back in the KNED studios, and the work of our cameraman/video board operator and color commentator, Nate Brown, to my left here. Once again, until Friday when we get back on the air against Bing, this has been Brandon Green, your voice of the McAlester Lady Buffaloes, saying don't just have a great night. Have a Buffalo night, everybody. Night-night,